They made a huge mistake. And the reason why I say that, if you look at the DNA and the history of LeBron James, he's played well. His 2 championships, obviously leaving Kevin Love, who's a stretch 4, center type of guy, but also Chris Bosh. He needs one of those type of guys on his team, and that's what DeMarcus Cousins brings to you on the offensive end. His ability to stretch the floor, be a presence inside. And then you got to look at his career numbers. This is a guy that averaged 21 points a game as a career, but last year, 48 games, 25 points and 13 rebounds. LeBron James needs another star alongside of him. And if you're going to go against Golden State, he would have been a perfect fit for him because he brings toughness. And you got a 1-year deal. You got to think about it. You got a 1-year deal. If it doesn't work, you don't lose anything. If it's going to be $5.3 million, you don't lose much from it. And if you get him with LeBron, LeBron's a great teammate. LeBron can have that type of influence on him that can change him. And if you got the idea you're going to bring in Rajon Rondo, who can be the icing on the cake, Rajon just played with him. Rajon went to the University of Kentucky. Rajon's a guy that can get in his head, that can talk to him, that can get him on the right lift of how to play. And if it doesn't work, you're renting him for a year. You got to try to figure out some pieces to put with LeBron James if you want to win this thing.
I agree you have to figure out some pieces to put with LeBron James. My concern, if I'm the Lakers, and Boogie Cousins, pardon me, is does adding Boogie, if they could have added Boogie, make it harder to get Kawhi Leonard and get Kawhi Leonard long term? If what we're hearing from C started this, and now we've heard other people, Shams Charania talked about it on The Herd yesterday, that Kawhi is not necessarily so into the super team thing. It's not that he wouldn't want to play with LeBron, but that he doesn't think that the guy that he compared himself most to, or people around him compared himself most to, is Russell Westbrook. I can be a draw of people. But we also know Kawhi doesn't like a lot of what you would call circus, a lot of noise around the team. There's going to be noise surrounding the team with LeBron no matter what.
Right.
And I have real concern about whether or not Boogie's would be happy in any situation on a 1-year under market value contract that isn't Golden State, where he is essentially sacrificing money to go walk into a ring. For all those reasons, I don't think it's quite as simple. And that's not even to mention that you're not going to have him until Christmas. I don't think it's quite as simple as you're making it out to be.
Well, you got to eventually add pieces with LeBron James.
Yes.
You got an opportunity to add a 27, 28-year-old guy who's arguably the top 15 player in this league. You got a chance to try him out. You get a free tryout, basically, for $5 million. I'm not worried about Kawhi Leonard at this point. Kawhi Leonard is probably next year. But I get to put him with my young core, see if it can fit, see if it can mix. If it don't, it doesn't hurt me. Going into 2019, I still got to put pieces around him. The 2019 class ain't that great.
No, but what if the Lakers, in their theory, was, okay, we'll let him try out with Golden State, because we're not competing with Golden State this year. We got LeBron for 4 years. What about we put him with Cousins in year 19, 20, and 21? Like, compared to
season, and
because you're only going to have him for 1 season, in that season being abbreviated. Now, I like the fact of having Rondo on the roster, because if Cousins is healthy, Rondo's already on the roster. All I got to do is give him another 1-year deal, and I can go out and get Cousins next year after we have seen him come back from that injury. You have to be concerned about that Achilles injury. The only reason why he's on a 1-year deal is because of that Achilles injury, and I believe that the Lakers, if you want Boogie, and I do believe that the stretch 4s and 5s, they have helped LeBron, but this is not the most important year as far as competing against Golden State. I believe next year and the year after that will they'll really have an opportunity.
That's why you take the chance, because this is not that important year. You got to see if he can fit in with your young guys right now. If you're not making a trade for Kawhi Leonard, he's a good fit in what you got going on right now, especially if you can add Rondo to the equation. If you can add Rondo, a guy that's just played with him, he was under control. He was under control this year.
He wasn't
as bad.
Was also, he believed, playing for a max contract. And so you can argue, well, he's going to be in the same situation. I would have. This is
the one thing too. Let me put something on this year. People that are around him, not only on the court, it wasn't just a max contract year. He's figured out some things off the court. Like, he's doing better socially also. Now, we saw it as basketball fans on the court, 25 and 12. But as a human being, all right, because there are people that have concerns about him, and these are real concerns. It's not as if he's a bad person. It's not as if he breaks the law. But he's got some, I would say, mental
health issues.
yes, that are very real.
And listen, as odd as this sounds, I'd feel better about Boogie on a 2-year deal for more money because I think he's going to feel more secure and happier. Boogie on a team that he's going to go to and instantly be the second best player, which is what he would be on the Laker team, where he's only there starting beginning of January, call it, where he's playing for a max contract, where he doesn't have the carrot at the end of the year that they have in Golden State, which is a near guaranteed championship. All of that concerns me. Also, the fact that on a 1-year deal, you don't have his bird rights. You can't then go over the cap to bring him back. That concerns me. LeBron and the young players all learning to play together one way, and then Boogie comes back learning to play together another way. I'm not discounting this report. I'm sure there is mostly truth to it. But the timeline of this now, we are now talking about a lot of things that must have happened in a very short window of time. I mean, free agency opened midnight, Saturday night, Sunday morning, depending on how you look at it. Boogie says by 5 a.m. Monday, he's on the phone with the Warriors. We know that he talked with the Pelicans. We know that he was in talks with Dallas and with Washington, even if they didn't make an official offer.
Right.
And now supposedly they got to, this is what I don't understand. Boogie claims he had no offers, but he turned the Lakers. He wanted to go there, and the timeline of this is all very quick in a 36-hour period.
I think out of respect, I think New Orleans offered him a deal. I believe they offered him a deal at 12:01. I went through free agency. You get phone calls from 12:01 to 12:30. 6 teams, they may have interest, they may have money for you. When my free agency year, nobody had money. They told me, you can sign for the mid-level. I'm averaging 20 and 10. I don't want the mid-level. But I know they offered him some money. Now it's his decision whether or not to take. I think he felt insulted. I think he thought New Orleans was going to pay him the max. And I think he was trying to do whatever he can to burn New Orleans. And he looked out for self a little bit by trying to play for a championship.
Well, that's the other part of this. And we saw that New Orleans offered him before free agency 2 years, $40 million. And that exact offer might not have been on the table for him at free agency, maybe because New Orleans knew they could bring in Julius Randle. But there's a very interesting article today on Yahoo about how this was a message to all the Boogie haters, essentially, that this was Boogie's chess move going to Golden State. Okay, and whether you consider this chess or checkers and whether you think Boogie's haters are legitimate or not, there is some validity to me that Boogie understood the shockwaves it would send through the league. I'm going to Golden State. I'm going for them for just a little more than Kayvon Looney money. See how everyone feels about it.
Yeah, but he's not going to put up big numbers at Golden State. We all know that. Can he get healthy? Can he play well within their system? You know, that still remains to be seen. But it's a good move because he can win a championship. He's 9 years in. He never played in the playoff game. So I'm not mad at him for wanting to win a championship. But it's not going to, his career's going to change. His numbers are going to come down. He's going to be in a different role. Their best 5, and I said it yesterday, is their small lineup. That's their bread and butter. And can he take not being on the floor late in games when the game matters the most? That's going to be interesting to see. Everybody's all scared of DeMarcus Cousins on paper, but it ain't all glitz and glamour because he can't defend the way Golden State defends, and he's going to have a problem not being in the game late.
Nick is hoping he go there and him and Draymond just fight like cats and dogs.
They could. Hey, it could possibility.
I'm not with.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.